Hello, I am Jim with Gymnasium News. I'm a independent news gatherer, and sometimes I'll come across something that happens in the world, and I decide I need to report on it. Not after any fame or anything like that. I'm just thinking that maybe sometimes something's happened that folks need to know. So I came across something very interesting in the last few weeks. I had a weapon, a handgun, and I decided to go to a sporting goods store that I'm not going to name, but the sporting goods store has weird policies about handguns. You could come in and have your concealed carry, and you can conceal carry it and walk around the store, and as long as they don't know you have it, that is fine. But them and their partner store have this policy that if you need something for your gun, like a scope, or in my case, it was I wanted to get a holster for it. They have this weird policy that you're not allowed to handle your weapon in the store. Now, I do understand safety concerns. Not everybody knows how to handle a gun. They get the gun out, they got one in the chamber, they have the safety off, accidents happen, it's not the store's fault, and that idiot should actually go be prosecuted for their stupidity, okay? Your safety should be on, cocked and locked, or just don't have one in the chamber. In my case, I actually unloaded my weapon, knowing I would be handling it out in public. And I had my magazine out, and I had no rounds in the chamber, and I had it locked open when I came in the door. And I was showing them that it's all safe. I just need to go get a holster, and I wanted to size it up, see how it felt. I want to see how the holster feels, you know. You don't want to just buy a holster and then, oh, I don't like it. And I live many hours away from any sporting goods store, any main one, you know. I live many hours away. So for me to make a mistake on buying the wrong holster means a many hours drive back to say this isn't going to work for me. Well, that's not the case here. You're not allowed to handle your weapon under any circumstances. So not only did they put a trigger lock on it, but they put a flag in the chamber, a little plastic flag, so they could see that the chamber was empty. And then we walked around with it in the air like they were waving it around for all to see that this weapon was safe. So okay, I was annoyed. I'm not dogging them for that. I'm just annoyed by that policy. Okay. Then we get to the counter, and we're looking at holsters. Another gentleman, different gentleman, is helping me. And we find a couple of holsters I might like. I want to check them out. Again, I'm not allowed to handle my weapon. We got a trigger lock on it. We got a fancy flag in the chamber. The chamber's locked open. No magazine. It's all like totally obvious. There's no way this weapon's going to go off accidentally or on purpose. So, but I'm not allowed to handle the weapon to see how it fits inside here. So I'm like, well, what do I got to do? Buy the stuff, buy the holsters, and then go home and check them out, and then come back? And the guy's like, yeah, you're not allowed to handle the weapon. So I did. I had some points, and I wanted to use the points, and I could only use them there. So I bought the holsters there using their points. So we're at the checkout. We're in the back at the checkout by the weapons counter, by the guns and rifle counter. And the guy I was talking to hands my weapon off to a guy who in turn walks over to a book and starts writing down my serial number. And I twice asked him politely, what is he doing, and stopped doing it. The third time I asked him, he understood he better stop. And he didn't understand why I was stopping him. And I was perturbed that he was writing down my serial number. I didn't buy this weapon from them. They don't need to have my serial number. When I drive in the parking lot, they don't come right down my VIN number off my car. So I was, what's going on here? And a manager comes by, and he is more concerned with me yelling than with what that guy is doing. They went in and start saying how their policy is. And before they got another word out, I said, stop right there. I don't give a rat's butt about your policy. My policy is do not write my serial number down. I'm not kidding. This is going to get bad. Give me my gun back. You're not writing it down. In the course of their conversation, they do use the word tracking. They're tracking my number. They're tracking something. Plus, I'm using my card and my points. So they're going to know who I am. So now they got the name of who I am and the weapon that I own, which, of course, I'm a constitutionalist. I'm an American. And I believe that the First Amendment, Second Amendment, the Third Amendment is important also. Fourth, Fifth, and Sixth, all those end up being very important. But the Fourth Amendment is to be secure in your property. He is searching my property by writing my serial number down, as far as I'm concerned. And I didn't like that he was violating my Fourth Amendment right, and I got a Second Amendment right to have a gun, so he doesn't need to be searching my weapon for whatever reason, writing the number down so he could catch people who steal guns. I don't care. That's not how you catch people. You don't take innocent bystanders and make what they do illegal. So we had a conversation, and they said that they would not write my number down this time. I told them they will never write any of my weapons down. I will never bring a weapon into this store ever again. I am so done with buying weapons from you or bringing my weapons in. I might come in and buy shoes or fishing rods or stuff like that. I'm still using the card, and I do enjoy the use of it, and I like the points, but I will never do anything with weapons from them. I will go elsewhere from here on out. And so I went in the next day. This is kind of a long story, I'm sorry. So that day ended like that. I got my stuff, checked it out, and I left. Of course, they thought I might look at me like a security risk. Well, I'm an angry man. I'm in my 60s. I know what I like. I know what I know. And I'm not going to tolerate bad behavior. And as far as I'm concerned, writing down people's serial number off of guns is bad behavior. So I left. It wasn't kicked out or nothing. I did my purchase and I left. The next day I came back, talked to a representative who okey-doked me. Yeah, well, this is what we do. I'm explaining to them, I don't like it. But my concern was that ATF or any government agency could come in here and say, I hear you're tracking serial numbers and names of people who own these guns. And I would like to have that database. Thank you very much. And of course, any store not wanting to lose their ability to be able to sell guns is going to go, or ammo, is going to say, why sure, here you go. So in the course of me telling others about my experience and what they thought about it, which 1,000% everybody thought that the sporting goods store was out of line to write my serial number down, or out of line. So I come across this person who had a little insight about it. And they had told me that sporting goods stores, this one and its partner, have ATF agents at their location all the time. They're there every day of the week, from open to close. They have ATF agents there. And those agents are doing nothing but monitoring who's buying guns and what you're doing. What are you doing? So, like, my number being written down could have very easily been being written down by the ATF agent that was there on site. That's why he was writing it down. Here, give me this gun, and he went away and he went to write my serial number down. I'm making this video to warn people. This is what your government is doing. We have a private business who is in partnership with government agencies, at least one, to track what you are purchasing, whether it be guns or whatever you're buying, arrows, bows, whatever it is, they're tracking it. And I just thought you might want to know that it is it's just alarming. It's alarming. And like, why would I buy another weapon from this store if I knew, or its partner store, if I knew that ATF is there monitoring and writing down who buys what and reporting it to their government agency? I'm not a tinfoil man. I don't have a tinfoil hat, nothing like that. But people talk about the deep state. The deep state to me is not the idiots that get elected into office either by my state or by other states. Those are elected officials. That's not the deep state. The deep state, to me, is agencies that do not have any oversight, who can make up rules and laws and do what they want without having any consequences. I did not give them permission to search my weapon, whether it be for a serial number or what. I gave them zero permission to do that. They have no warrant to do that. They don't have any right to do that. It doesn't matter that I'm on private property. They do not have the constitutional ability to do that. But oh wait, they do. Why? Because that is what the deep state is. They don't need a warrant to run your serial number. They don't need a warrant to track who you are or what you're buying, because they are what I call the deep state. Another one is the Border Patrol. Yes, we need the Border Patrol. I get it, but they run unregulated. They operate in a fantasy world where they can pull anybody over, detain them, and they won't let them go without any warrants, without any probable cause, just because they're driving down the wrong road. And they have jurisdiction 100 miles around every border. So, like, everybody's like, well, it's the southern border, 100 miles. No, from Canada down 100 miles, okay? From the Atlantic Ocean in. It's like all of Rhode Island is under the jurisdiction of the Border Patrol. Just to give you an example, all of Delaware, like, they can go without a warrant, break into your house, search your house for illegals, or they think you're drug trafficking and whatever. And this is the problem that I'm having, is like, we're skipping steps. You need to know a crime has happened. You need to go to a judge. The judge got to go, well, you know what? You are right. Going by the evidence that you have, we should be able to search his house. You have proof that he was handling weapons illegal or drugs or whatever, and you could go search house. And the ATF and the Border Patrol have this unfeathered. They don't need to do that. The FBI has to do that. Your local police department has to do that. Your sheriff has to do that, but not the Border Patrol, not the ATF. And so I thought I would make a video on what they're doing at sporting goods stores. Now, you might want to contact your sporting goods store and ask them, are they doing things like this? I can tell you this particular sporting goods store and their partner is doing that. ATF agent is on site. He is writing down serial numbers. He is writing down who brought the weapon in, whether you purchased it or not. Doesn't matter. You bring a weapon in, you want a scope, they're going to write your serial number down. And when they do, they're tracking. They're tracking you. They're tracking what weapon you got. And all of this, I'm assuming, is for the sake of safety. Okay, I believe that it's still, the stat still is no NRA, National Rifle Association member has ever committed a mass shooting. Not saying that somebody was an NRA, did not defend their home and killed somebody. I am saying that that is the stat today, and going after law-abiding citizens is not the way to earn confidence out of the American people. So again, I will no longer be buying weapons. I will no longer be taking a weapon. I won't buy scopes. I won't do nothing with this particular company or their partner company. I might go in and get shirts. I might go in and get binoculars or a fishing rod, like I said, or some lures or something. Yeah, I might do that. but I will no longer be buying handguns, rifles, shotguns, or ammo from these locations, as not with my money at least. I won't be doing it. So anyway, just thought I'd let you know this information. To me, it's important to get out. I'm happy to get it out. And again, this is Jim with Gymnasium News, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.